Hello friends, welcome back. BigDenoPlays Dragon Eclipse, episode 2. We're about to move into a new scenario in this game. The Mystling collection continues to grow in terms of the number of little dudes that we've painted now. We're at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 Mystlings painted, so a few to go. But there is a painting order available on BGG, so you know which ones to paint for the first bits and then which ones to move into next. So that's what I've done. Just followed the painting order. We've got a couple of cool ones. Hopefully they'll get to fight very soon. Or maybe we'll just become friends with them, who knows. Let's get into this episode and we'll bring up our wonderful app. And here we are on our world map. And you can see that we only really have one location that we can go to, which is B0. So let's go and do B0 and get started.
The shadow in the sky heads towards Kerberg, and you try to ignore the growing fear in your heart. If that thing really is a dragon, will it attack the city? Or is it here because of some dire danger? The tremor, perhaps? You shake the thoughts off and take a deep breath. You're exhausted. What if what you saw was the shadow of a bird flock cast over the cloud? No, you're not mistaken. It must have been a dragon. The forest is tranquil, as if unsure what awaits. No birds sing, no animals prowl, and no mistlings let out their distinct cries. Suddenly, the trees bend under a mighty gale, striking the hill, which throws you to your knees. The chaos, the noise, it all makes the day even more surreal. You glance at your Golemo, who guards your other companions with its arms. Their bond is already strong, although it's only a couple of hours old.
So this is hints. Attacks that target multiple opponents might be useful. This is your last chance. Ooh, do we want to choose the young Iceling? Do we want to shift it up? No, we'll stick with our current companion. If you have the young Emberling, gain the ice status. If you have the young, yeah, okay. So we don't get a lot. We don't get a light status. We don't get. You get ice or ember. You get nothing else. All right, choose 2 Mystlings to accompany you during this scenario. I guess we'll choose the Golemo and the Luminesca. Cool. So we go to script B1.
Your mistlings shift uneasily. They're on the verge of breaking into a run, unsure if they should follow their instincts or stay with you. Several wild Golemos crawl from the ruins, looking longingly into the distance where the shadow disappeared. Some even head there, while others remain, still lured by the glowing stones buried within the ruins. You stand, enveloped by the noise of the forest. You must return to the city before dawn, but first, you must decide what to do about the Golemos.
I think because we have a little Golemo friend that we should startle them with the help of our Golemo friend.
Your Golemo approaches its friends and shakes its arms frantically while uttering low grunts. The other Golemos look surprised and a little agitated, but they ultimately start walking in the direction where the enormous shadow has disappeared.
Gain the Interference Part 5 status. Interference. Yeah, that's what we like. I love interfering.
The trees dance wildly in the wind, branches snapping loudly. You stumble through this mayhem, your only beacon the faint lights in the distance. To make matters worse, flocks of mistlings keep charging past you. Trying to give a wide berth to a pack of fire beasts, you leave your path and fall into a shallow marsh. Suddenly, you realize you are one step away from a nest of furples. They are notorious for their fierceness in defending their territory. You spot one of them, a creature with a flat snout, squinting little eyes, and nasty-looking yellow spikes crowning its head.
We fight! Alright, Arena, card 13, map 5. Let's bring out map 5, shall we? Map 5. 4. Whoa, look at all these cool maps. 5, yes. Alright, so we'll turn that off now with our young Luminesca, and now we get our Arena card. Arena card 13. It's called Windfall. What does Windfall say? Place a fallen tree in each one of those spaces, except the one in the middle. So fallen tree, fallen tree. Perhaps great. You and the enemy can't move. Okay. It's an enemy purple. All right, here is our Furple, 68, 69, and 70. Look at him. Look at him. Look at the little guy. Oh, cool. All right, we're going to get him in our little Mystling thing very soon. Little buddy. Okay, so we have a taming card. Let's move this down a little bit. Furple, Furple, Furple. All right, what do we need to do to tame this Furple? So, we need to build his deck first. 3 triangles. 1, 2, 1, 1, 2. 3 triangles. All right. So we have to end our turn with 8 power. This is crazy. So this little Furple's a water guy, so we're going to get the water one. I'm going to give him a 20. Health. He's got 1 armor, very nice. We have to get less 5 health, end with 8, and then deal 1 damage when there are no fallen trees in the arena to make him our friend. Interesting. Puddles within range, 2 of them. Okay. Start the combat. Yep, sweet. All right, we're going to use the Luminesca because I've prepared a Golemo deck, but I am not sure how the Golemo works. Oh, we go in 2 and he goes in 1. Little Furple, here he is, by the way. He's all ready to go, of course. Ah, little Furple. We have our 17 health, and we're just going to keep our items off screen slightly. We have some gold as well. We do have some items that may come in useful. And I'll also show off this combat quest now. So all of your, I guess, starting ones, maybe, I don't know. If we end the combat without any damage, we get to flip this card, and there is something very positive and beneficial. So we will be trying to achieve that throughout this combat. 17 health, great, and we've got extra cards in here now. So let's have a look. 1, young Luminesca. Oh, bask in sun rays, synergy. Oh, that's pretty cool, actually. All right, let's think. Let's think. So we go first. He's going to do a triangle. Triangle is rush, rush, attack, pierce 2, retreat at +1 speed. What? Opponent discards 1 power for each puddle within range, 2 of them. Oh, and we do need to mark the special ability, which triggers on number 2. Okay. So we're probably not keen on using Bask in Sunrays until we know we've got our big card, because we've got that deluxe card. But so Synergy is probably the good one at this point. So we Synergy and a Light Vortex here. That'll get some brightness started. And yeah, so I think that's what we'll do. We'll draw 3 power, 1, 2, 3. And we will activate this card, which means we gain a brightness, and we will spend 2 of our power to gain an additional brightness, and then we'll make an attack at range 2. So the attack at range 2, our attack is 3, and the Furple has 1 armor, so we're going to do 2 damage to the little Furple friend. Boop, boop. Now, do we wish to move to get away? We're not going to be able to stop him from attacking us at all. So, no, that's fine. We'll finish our turn there. So these slide across. We flip Guardian Stance. And another Brilliance. That's deal damage, which he does not block, so that's good. Okay. So the Furple, we're going to trigger the triangle, which is rush. He'll rush to here. He will attack and pierce 2, which means our armor is ignored. And then he's going to retreat movement 3. 1, 2, 3. What an idiot. So we just take an attack 2. We're down to 15. So our combat quest is not looking solid at this point, because there's no healing on this board. All right. So that's completed. There's no water, but next turn he's going to place a puddle within range 1 of the opponent. Attack, retreat. Oh my god, this guy heals. That's not ideal. All right, let's move using our power there. We'll go 1, 2, and we're going to play Light Vortex again. That's going to gain us 2, and we're going to spend that 2 to get up to 4 brightness. And do I want to do that, or do I want to put Guardian Stance on top? No, because he's only attacking. He's not attacking, he's not moving. Yep, okay, that's fine. So that's all, and then we attack at range 2, which again just does 2 damage. He's down to 16. We will not do anything else. We will keep that. Primal Shot, that's nice. Okay, so the Furple, he's going to flip this, which is place a puddle, and he's allowed to have a maximum of 5 puddles within range 1 of the opponent. So if he can, he places it on us, which he will. Attack and retreat. So he can't attack because he's not in range. Retreat is movement 2. He'll retreat back to here. And that's that card concluded. But now he does his special ability, which is we discard 1 power for each puddle. And we have no power discarded, so we do not have to suffer any damage. Alright, so triangle next, so he's going to rush, rush, attack. Look at this, that's cool. Maybe we will try and move up to here. Interesting. Because we need to kill these logs if we want to try and tame him. So let's... we could just do a primal shot. He's gonna rush, which is move 4. 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2. We'll be out of range. But he's then gonna retreat again. That's okay, probably. Interesting. This is such a different fight to little Golemo. No, I think we'll use primal shot. Oh, we need to move. Okay, we're using brilliance. We're going to gain our final brightness. We're going to gain 2 power. And then we will not spend anything. We can move 1, 2, and then we can deal 2 damage in range 2. And so we will smash that tree. And that is all we will do in this turn. We will keep our 2 power. Oh, if that's in slot 3, we gain 3 power. That's interesting. That's one of our new cards. All right. Okay, so the Furple goes. He places this here. He does his triangle, which is rush, 1, 2, rush, 1, 2. He would attack, but he is unable to attack. And then he retreats, 1, 2, 3. And that is his card done. He does not trigger his special ability. Next, we've got the square, which is again, place another puddle. So we need to get away from the puddles this turn. And he is placing a puddle and attacking, then retreating. So let's spend a power to move our Luminesca up to here. And we will use Primal Shot, which gains us 2 power. And then we're going to use 1 power to discard Guardian Stance. And so that's now passively on top of our draw pile, which is awesome, which means we get +2 armor. However, oh, yes, Aegis of Light. That's the one I want. It's a move +3. That is awesome. Yeah, it's not super. Oh yeah, and when we use Primal Shot, we're going to destroy this because that's the only thing that's in range. So that's it. This is going to go here. This is going to go here. And this is place a puddle within range 1 of the opponent. We'll place the puddle here. Attack, he can't attack, so he's going to retreat to there. And now that's going to flip, and this is going to trigger. We discard 2 power for that, and we suffer 2 damage because of that. 1, 2. All right. So these are discarded. His next turn, he is doing this top one. Place a puddle farthest from the opponent. So he's going to run away from us. So if we stay right where we are, we're probably okay for now. And he's not attacking yet. All right, we're going to use channeling. So that gets us 2 power, plus an additional power, plus an additional 2 power to gain us a total of 5 power. And we'll immediately spend 4 of that power to use our Fading Light, which will deal 5 damage. So the little guy is down to 11. And we discard 1 of our light. And that goes there, and that goes there. So now we're going to use the Aegis of Light. Great. So the Furple, he's going to place a puddle as far away as he possibly can from us. All of these spaces are 4 away, so we'll just put it where he is. He's going to heal for 2. So he's back up to 13. And that's it. We're not a fire element, so he doesn't heal for any additional. Our turn. So we're going to play Aegis of Light. Let's zoom in and have a look at this card, because this is our special cards, ultra rare. So we can move up to 5 spaces, which is awesome. What's he doing? Oh, he's healing again. Okay. And at the end of each turn, you and your opponents, if you gained any damage, I heal for 1. So we're going to bring that one into play. That gains us 2 power. And that's going to let us move. That is supposed to go over here. So yes, we now have at the end of each turn, if you and your opponents, if you gained any damage, heal 1. So we might as well just move 1, 2, 3, get away from this. It's going to be, yeah, it's going to be bad either way. So he's going to place another one, a space farthest from the opponent, another little water thing. He's allowed to have 5. He's going to blink to that space. He's going to heal another 2. He's up to 15. It's going to be hard going. And then he's going to force us to suffer damage. However, we're not within range 2 of any puddles. So that's fine. So we've got our good card in play, so I think we'll use this one, which is Bask in Sun Rays. So we immediately get 3 power, and we discard the top 3 cards of our deck. 1, 2, 3. So that gains us another 2 power, and it also gained us a brightness because we discarded one of our other cards. We will immediately spend 4 power to use Fading Light. So he goes back down to 11. Oh, these are discarded. And we've still got 4 power, so we can do that again. We discard one of those. And we did not gain any stuff, any damage, so no, that'll do. Okay, so these slide across, boom, boom. Nice one, Deno. Slide across, and that Deliberate Strike. So I'd really love to be able to do Deliberate Strike, but I don't think we're going to be able to do it. This one's another one of our new cards. So it's attack, attack again if you have at least 8 cards in your discard pile. Legitimately awesome, but not going to happen, I don't think. Okay, the Furple's going to rush, rush, attack, and retreat. So that's okay. Rush, rush, retreat. This guy's going to be a real pest. Yep, so he goes here. He rushes, 1, 2, rushes, 1, 2, retreat, 1, 2, 3. Doesn't do anything, but we take a fatigue card into our discard pile. And that's him done. So, Deliberate Strike, Deliberate Strike. We can't even get into range. So we immediately shuffle this. Triangle. He's doing his rush, retreat again. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. We might actually just use focus and discard another card, and that's going to put 2 more power into our thing, and we're going to spend 4 power to fade the light again, which is going to do 4 damage. So he's down to 7, but he is about to heal. No, he's not about to heal. Okay, and we're fine where we are. So this goes away up to here. And when you shuffle, this thing goes away. So I could have actually done my elemental bonus action, which actually doesn't impact me in the slightest because I can deal 1 damage at any range. I could have done that twice and then we had him down to 5, but that's okay. I'll keep that in mind for next turn. Primal shot, bask in sun rays. Okay, so this moves to here, this moves to here. The triangle, rush, 1, 2, 1, 2. Attack, no good. Retreat, 1, 2, 3. This flips. He triggers this. We're not in range of any puddles, so these go away. All right. So if we just take this brilliance, we gain a brightness. We also gain 3 power, 1, 2, 3. We can spend 4 power to do 4 damage. He's down to 3, which means we've achieved our first taming goal. Yes. So he has 5 health or left. Now we need to end our turn with 8 power. Okay. Well, we're going to have to use this one, I think. So this goes up here, this goes up here, this goes here, and yeah, because we need to get power. More power. We're not going to move. We're going to stay right where we are. Fading light. We do discard a power. Deal at least 1 damage when there are no fallen trees in the arena. Okay. Place a puddle within range 1 of the opponent. So we'll place it here. Attack, retreat. So he runs away. That's flipped, and that's the end of his turn. We're going to bask in sun rays. We're going to get 2 power, and we would like to hopefully flip all neutral cards. There's 1. Oh, 2. So 2 neutral cards and a brilliance. This comes across, this comes across, this goes to here. Oh, our fatigue card. It might be worth us removing that. So if we get 3 power from the deliberate strike, then we'll get to 8 power at the end of our turn. But we are about to lose a power from that. Okay, so this goes across, this goes here. Rush, 1, 2, rush, 1, 2. Attack is out of range, 1, 2, 3, retreat. That gets flipped. We are in range 1. Is it worth us moving 2 to here so that we don't lose a power? It's effectively the same, but we don't suffer a damage. Let's do that. So that's fine. These go here. Square is next. It's going to be another puddle near range 1 of us. Oh, we need to run. We need to run like the clappers. We're not going to get this deliberate strike to work because he's just going to keep running away from us. So let's just take 3 power. 1, 2, 3. Slide that up. Slide that up. Slide that up. Brilliance. I think we're going to do this because all we need is 1 more and then we spend 4. Oh no, yeah, so we need to do it in 2 turns. Okay, square. Place a puddle within range 1 of the opponent. Attack, fine, retreat, you little pest. Man, look at all these puddles. That's so annoying. Alright, so we're going to move. Actually, we're better off just using this fatigue card. We'll do the fatigue card. That clears it out of play. That does absolutely nothing. We will just spend 1 of our power to move 2. 1, 2. And we're going to end our turn with 8 power. So we're going to trigger the second one of our taming conditions. We're crackling with energy. We end the turn with at least 8 power. The Furple's going to go, he's going to do this one. He's going to place a puddle farthest from the opponent, which is here. So he's just going to take that one and put it there. He's going to heal for 2. He's up to 5. And that's okay. We're going to suffer 1 damage. We're down to 12. We lose a power. And then on our turn, we spend 4 power to use our brilliance. And we discard a brightness. But that is all. And we deal at least 1 damage when there's no fallen trees in the arena. And we tame the Furple. So that says, tame, go to script B11. Sir, that was cool.
The Furple's vicious sneer disappears. The Mystling allows you to approach the nest and you ensure that there are no cubs there. You show the Furple your interest in teaming up, and it seems eager. A feisty look returns to its eyes. For now, the Furple will be accompanying you from a distance, as you cannot maintain more than 2 strong connections between you and your Mystlings.
Alright, each Mystling that took part in this combat heals up to half of their health. So that's fine. Place card 71 into our thing. Oh. Clear the arena. Cool, so that was a very much a hit and run style battle. But we now have a Furple friend. Little Furple. So we're looking for 71. There he is. 71. Little Furpley. Look at him. He looks pretty close actually. Pretty cool. Little buddy. And then what do we get? 71 and 70B. Oh, that's on this side, isn't it? Yeah. What does this say? Furple's eyes twinkle with malice as it looks at its enemies from the safety of its fruit armor. It's worth mentioning that the Furple treats everyone and sometimes also things as its enemies. However, when it miraculously finds someone to its liking, it can become a trustworthy companion. It is a water type. Cool. So we gain 68. We gain all of these Furple cards. What do his cards do? Puddles. Cool. Plunge. Heal 2. Move, move, attack, move, move. What? That is awesome. Special ability bonus action, splash. Your attacks have Pierce 3. Interrupt 1 for each puddle within range 2 of a chosen opponent. What does interrupt do? Discard X rightmost cards from the opponent's track. Is that PvP? Oh, look, Furple Quest. Meditate atop a snowy mountain. Okay. Cool. Furple time. Clear the arena, go to script B35. Well done, team. Feel good about that. Feel good about that. We don't keep any power, so that one goes away. These go away. And the arena disappears. And we shall continue onwards with our journey.
You continue your walk toward the city, and it finally comes into view. At first, Kehrberg appears as it always does, but as you near it, you begin to pick up alarming details. There is a new, deep crack in the wall, and one of the roofs behind it has caved in. You scan the city carefully now, but a familiar voice distracts you. "Oh, so good to see you." It's Mildred, the ranger, rushing towards you. As always, her cheeks are tinted red and her hair in disarray. The sight of your friend has a calming effect on you. "I've been looking for you," she says, catching her breath. You're never going to believe it. There was another quake soon after you had left, and all the creatures escaped. They went there." Mildred is pointing in the direction where the shadow of the dragon was headed. You frown, but before you have time to consider, the ranger adds, "At least, I know where the windraisers are. Prowlers, I have no idea. The other bad news, however, is that predators hunt in the area. We must save the Mystlings as fast as we can. Will you help me? How could you say no to that?" You follow Mildred and arrive at the ranger's makeshift camp, where you see a wounded man on a stretcher and a bruised Fail, a water Mystling, curling up next to him. Mildred points towards a glade with an ancient tree growing in the middle. "Windraisers are east of here, hidden among the leaves of the ancient tree, but they're scared of local predators, so they won't climb down. And we are in danger without your combat experience. You can see the result of an elk-thorn ambushing us. Unfortunately, we don't know where the prowlers went. Maybe even further east?" Elk-thorn could attack humans, but only if they entered its territory. And the ancient tree is in the center of a glade, not a grove. Was the Mystling still agitated after the quake? Or is something else going on? You nod and consider your situation. 1. You must get rid of the predators. Intimidating or defeating one should also be enough to scare the others. 2. You must calm and escort the windraisers to safety. It probably won't be easy. You've already seen how they behave when they're scared. Rangers have equipment you may need during your task. They can give it to you for a low price, but then you must hurry toward the glade indicated by the rangers.
We can spend 2 silver to draw 3 equipment and keep one of them. We'll do that. 3 equipment. Alright. 1, 2, 3. So these equipment cards, these things sometimes come in play. This is a combat. This is a combat. Look at the top 3 enemy cards. So we already have this little food one. So I reckon we'll take the fire one. No, let's do this one. Let's do toolbox. Cool, so we've got toolbox, and then we've also got a couple of other items. Excellent. So we do have Forest Predators Part 1 status. We learned about Elkthorn's weaknesses. Open map 3. What? Oh, this is sick. Okay. Play Secret 18 in the face down slot. There is Secret 18. We need to set our time tracker to 2. And it's the green time tracker. All right, we do have the forest predators.
Elk thorns keep to the deepest groves, where they hammer trees in their unquenchable rage. You've heard that the furwing often rests in caves. The furwing is a rather strong but slow mistling.
All right, so tracks on the map. So where are we starting though? I don't really know where we're starting, but we want to stay deep in the heart of the things. Caves is where the fur wings will probably appear from. So let's try B75.
You find some leftovers, but nothing more. However, you spot hoof prints leading east and a flash of colourful material in the western grove.
Okay, so the Western Grove is here potentially. Oh, see, it's got big hoof prints there. What sort of feet have you got, Elkthorn? He's got little 2 hooves. Okay. That's the Rangers. Never eat soggy wheat bix, so leading east. So that looks like it here. That's them there. So let's go to B66. Oh, we gain an item. So the item that we gain is, but we already have 3 items. So we can't use that one, we can't use that one, we can't use that one. We'll chuck the rope. And we can't get any benefit from it. We lose the time, continue the exploration. We'll go to B66.
Hoof prints disappear into a dense grove. You haven't heard any birds or seen any animal tracks for some time. No doubt, you are on your way to a predator's lair.
Enter the grove!
The noise of a falling tree heralds the arrival of the predator. Its eyes burn with unquenchable fury. The muscles bulge under the layer of thick hide. You hope you're not biting off more than you can chew.
Set up combat! Enemy Elkthorn. Nice. Ooh. We do have a benefit because we have Forest Predators Part 1. Very nice. Okay, let's set up the map. All right, I've set up for this. It's been a time jump, in case you can't tell. I have a shaven face now. But we've set up this comp. I've decided to try the Golemo. And against this Elkthorn. So let's have a look at the Smoky Grove. So this is an advantage that we have thanks to information we got from Forest Predators, which is cool. Let's have a look at the Golemo's stat card. So 24 health is pretty cool. Our little guy was a little damaged after the Furple fight, so our Luminesca. So I felt like it would be good to take someone fully healthy, because I think this little guy is going to be a menace. So we can put out some little quake tokens, and if we get to 8 power, we can do 2 damage for each quake within range 2 of them. So we could potentially do quite a lot of damage. We need to tank hard though, so we'll see. We've got a couple of things up our sleeve, so let's have a look. So yeah, fun little dude, and here is the Elkthorn. So he's a nightmare. We'll just slide these across a bit. So we need to get him down to 10 or less health. Then we need to deal 4 damage with rage, and then we need to deal 4 damage without rage. So not super sure how rage works as yet. If it has +3 attack, if it has rage, otherwise it has +3 shield. He discards rage after it attacks, even if the attack didn't deal any damage. And he looks a lot quicker than us. He looks a lot more potent than us. Yeah. All of his cards are rush, so he's going to be doing lots of attacks on us at lots of speed. Fun. So this deck, yeah, I don't know anything about this deck. Oh, why do we get that one there? That's like the one that I wanted to save till later. If you have at least 15 damage, attack +4. Otherwise, attack. So I don't think we can bring that back into hand. I don't think there's any way. So, okay. Yep. So we're going first. Let's have a look at our new cards. So Splintering Armor, you have at least 15, attack 4. We're not going to have 15 damage for a while. Desperate Attack, you may gain 1 damage to attack +2. So that's probably what we'll do. And Soil Feed, place 1 Quake in range 2. Okay, maybe we'll do that one. Yep, I think we'll do Soil Feed. So we'll use the Golemo's, get his Quake abilities happening. We gain 2 power. We've got our cards. Oh, do we use our reinvigorating water to resolve that card twice and get out 2 Quakes early? Let's put that Quake there. Oh, we need to shuffle this deck too, actually. We get lots of armor if there's Quakes around us. Okay, triangle is rush, attack +1. Yep. All right, I think we'll call it there. And let's do... So if we force him away using the free chase away action, oh, you may discard it. Ooh, interesting. If you do, Elkthorn retreats. Okay, so we have the option to discard it. Nice, light the leaves. We will discard it. Let's get at least 1 turn of safety. 1, 2. And we'll keep our Golemo there, and we will move these to here. Earth Shield, yes, that's what we want. +1 armor for each range. Okay, we might even discard this leap to do this. Place 1 Quake in range 1. Okay, so now we're going to do this. It's going to move to slot 1. He's going to rush. He's only movement 2. 1, 2. He's going to attack. If the attack didn't deal any damage, which it didn't, he is going to gain rage. So he is now enraged, which means he's +3 and he has no shield. And then he's going to do that again. But rage goes away. Okay. So instead, because we need to get down. We'll move 1. We'll move 1 space to here. And then we will attack using this desperate attack. And we're going to suffer a damage. Go down to 23. We're going to gain 2 power to do that. And we're going to attack 4. He's got no armor at the moment, so he's going to go down to 16. Very nice. And that's it. And then, after our action, we're going to spend 1 power to discard Earth Shield. So we're going to have 1 extra armor. Is that worth it? Well, we're doing it now. So, we're doing it now. Ooh, your attacks have +1 range. I put that reach card in here, which is one of our upgrade cards. That seems really cool to have an additional extra range throwing rocks at people. So that one could be good, but I really want to put out more things. Do I want to place out another Quake using 2 power? Yes, I do. I'll put out a Quake. We're allowed to have a maximum of 5. However, that includes enemies, so we're only really allowed to have a maximum of 4. So no power left. I could actually hit him again using my reinvigorating water. No, we'll hold there. Okay, so he's going to go. This is going to slide across. He's going to rush. He's going to attack +1. So his basic attack is 3, but because of rage, he's got an extra 3. +1 means he's got a 7 attack. Our shield is 0, but we have 2 shields thanks to our 2 quakes. So we're going to suffer 5 damage. We're down to 18 very, very quickly. 18 is not ideal. He then loses rage, which means he's got his shield much higher up, and that is the end of that. So we haven't suffered 15. We would need to be on health 9 to do this. Attack +1, move. No, I think we're just going to gain this reach and play that, which gains us 3 power, and that then goes under our little Golemo to give him +1 range. That's it. Do we want to discard anything? Not at this stage. Oh, Earth Shield. No. Okay. So now he's going to double attack us. That's punishing. Okay, so we're going to do this triangle, which is rush and attack +1. He doesn't have rage now, so he's just doing a 4 attack with 0 armor. So we're down to 14. And that is the end of that attack. It did deal damage, so he doesn't gain any rage. However, boom, that now triggers his special. These go away. He gains rage, and he does another attack at +1, which means he does 4. We're down to 10. This has been a very punishing fight so far. Can we use our... What's he doing next? He's going to rush and he's going to deal 3 damage at range 2. So he's got rage right now, so that's not going to affect that at all. So I can't use splintering armor yet. So let's just use this earth shield to place down another quake. Gain 1 power. And then, oh, this is actually not going to help against this attack, is it? Maybe we retract that. Maybe we retract that. Do we leap? Deal 3 at range 2. No, let's just actually do a hit and run. So we're going to gain 2 power. 1, 2. We will do an attack at -1. Our base attack is 2, so we're literally just going to do 1 damage. And then we could move. I don't think we will. I think we'll instead put out another quake for 2 power. And then spend 1 power to discard this card to put out some more armor for us. It's not the best. Mudfield. Stone Roll. Yes, more armor. Okay, so this one does. He's going to rush. He's going to deal 3 damage to us. We're down to 7, which means splintering armor is now going to be in play. He's not a water type. He has got rage, hasn't he? That doesn't affect rage because it's not an attack. Cool. So he's got no armor. So if we... I don't really want to attack +4 right now. I want to wait till he's got rage. But maybe we need to do that. It's just a 6 damage swing, 3 power. Yep, 6 damage swing. So we get him down to 9, which means we have triggered the first of our requirements on taming the Elkthorn. He's down to 9 health. Now we have the option now to discard this. What's he going to do? He's going to do this, which is again 3 damage that I can't block. So that doesn't matter. So let's save it. Let's move these up. Soil feed. Gain 1 power for each quake in range 2. We might have to do that. We might have to do that and use our tremors and just knock him out. Okay, so this is sliding across, this goes here, which means we are taking a fatigue into our deck. At least if we defeat him, that's okay. I just don't like my little Golemo getting pumped. Little Golemo getting pumped. Cool, so he still has rage. He's going to rush, he's going to stay right there. He's going to deal 3 damage at range 2. We're down to 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So these are shuffled now. We know what they are. They're rushed to deal an attack next turn. He's going to do multiple attacks next turn. He currently still has rage. So if I can do 4 damage and then 4 damage, I don't think I can though. Weak. Let's have a look at weak, Deno. What does weak do? Weak. Attack is reduced to 1. It cannot be increased. Okay, maybe we do need to... No, that's only if you're a water. Okay, Mudfield. Start of your turn, deal slow in range 1. Slow, reduced to 1. It cannot be increased. Our speed is also 1 though. Soil feed, and then or do we stone roll? Move to attack 2, which doesn't do anything, but we'll get up 4 armor, and that will not keep us alive. All right, let's try this. Let's search 5 using our toolbox, and let's see if we can find a card that might get us out of this. We have 5 cards in here. Desperate attack might be the answer to our prayers. Let's see if that works. So we'll discard Mudfield, and we're using our toolbox. So that slides up. Then let's gain 1 damage to attack at attack +2, which is an attack 4. He's got rage, which means he suffers 4 damage. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we've completed the second one. Deal at least 4 damage in 1 turn to the Elkthorn with rage. But we need to survive this turn, don't we? I don't think we can. Can we? No, maybe we can. Let's try this. Let's try a move. Move +2. We can move 1, 2, 3. He then rushes and he's out of range. 1, 2. And then he cleanses and then he attacks and he gains rage. So it doesn't help us because he's going to trigger a special ability to gain the rage again. Do at least a turn without rage. Oh, we're so close here. Yep, so we did Desperate Attack. So we can use this stone roll to get +1 for each quake within range 1, but we don't need that yet. Does that get us there next turn? I reckon it might. Okay, so yeah, we're going to spend a power to move, and we're going to use our bottle of magic to make it a movement 3. 1, 2, 3. And that's it. We're going to stop there. He's going to do this, which is going to be rush. He's going to move 1, 2. Let's do that one. And then he's going to attack. If his attack didn't deal any damage, gain rage. So he's gained a rage. Then he's going to cleanse weak. He's going to attack and he's going to gain a rage. So he's already enraged. That's the end of his turn. That's flipped and that goes away. He has to deal damage to us here. Oh, he has to deal damage. So we're going to spend a focus, a power, to move 1. Oh no, we're not going to be able to do it because we're too far away because of all of our quake tokens. No, maybe we're okay. Yep. So we're going to use blink 2. We're going to move 1, 2. That gains us 3 power. We're then going to move 1. We're then going to spend 2 to place out a soil token, one of these bobbies, and then we'll spend this to discard this to give us 4 armor, and I think that leaves us alive with 1. 4, 1, 1, 1. And then we can use this card, and then we can use Tremors, and we do it. Let's make sure I've got that right. Moves to here. Rush, attack. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're blocking 4. We're down to 1 health. Come on! And then it did deal damage, so he gains rage. He loses his rage. He's now 4 armor, but we're going to use Soil Feed. We're going to place out our last quake. We're going to gain 3 power from that, and then we're going to gain up to our maximum power. Oh, yes. And then we're going to spend 8 power to do 2 magical damage for each quake within range 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 damage. However, as this card says, come on, deal at least 4 damage in 1 turn to the Elkthorn without rage. Even if you defeat it, you still tame it. Yes! Sit down, little Elkthorn. All right, what does that let us do now? Okay, we need this up, and we need to read the taming condition, which is go to script B89.
The moment the wrathful predator stops fighting, you smile. You know you've won. The elkthorn runs off to trample young trees and smash limestone. It looks at you curiously as you call off your creature and stroke its head to show gratitude. You approach the elkthorn, very slowly, and stop each time it snorts. When you are close enough to touch it, You wait for it to make the next move. It doesn't attack. A good sign. Instead, it recoils, draws closer, and nudges you with its antlers. A good start, you would say. If you spend more time together, you think you can make a connection. You hope this victory will also scare away other predators, at least temporarily.
That was awesome. I'm loving this game. Yes, this guy's on our team now too. All right, so what do we do now? Place token A in slot 1. I'll have to bring that back. We might shut this off for a second. Each Mystling that took part in this combat heals up to half of their health. So he's going to go to 12, which is good. He's a tough little nugget, the Galomo. Nice little guy. Elkthorn, add this one face up to our thing. Add the Young Bulb and Furwing to your cards of the arena combats. All right, I'll clean this up and I shall return. Okay, we're back. Here is map 3. We have these 4 cards in our random combat. Furwing, Bulb, Emberling and Iceling. I don't know when that comes into play, but I'm excited to find out. We have our Elkthorn cards, because this guy is now on our team, which is tremendous. The Golemo, he did 10 damage in 1 turn to an opponent. Was there any way for me to make that 12? Because I would love to flip this over. 10 or 12? No. Exalted Golem. Oh, look at this. You get to add cards from different aspects into your deck. That is legitimately awesome. We're going to try and do that. I want an Exalted Golemo. No, okay, cool. So we're completed. So we've got only 1 time left on our time track. I'm pretty sure it was like 6 hours ago. And we've completed B66. So let's go look here at... let's go look at B44.
Under the shrub, heavy with juicy berries, you notice some irregular footprints leading toward the marsh in the south. And what's that? A glint of metal in the bushes a little west from there.
Okay, so that's optional. We may do something. You can't see it here, but that says B57, and I have just seen B57, which might have been the metal that they were talking about. So I'm going to go and look at B57.
Deep among the bushes you find an abandoned shovel close to suspiciously disturbed ground. Many things can be buried in the forest, but you hope this one is a stash of treasure.
Gain Secret 23. Oh yeah. Secret 23 is place this card on the map. Oh, nice. So we can go to B23 now. There's actually another one down here, B72, which I just saw. I'm loving these little secret ones. These are awesome. Oh, this game's very, very legitimately good.
You find an old camp among the short trees, a faded tent, an overgrown fire pit, and a rusty spoon.
Secret 22 is... Oh, look at this. I love this. I love these little... This is such a great little system. Okay, now we're running out of time to explore here, but I think we've got to find the wind razors. I forget where the wind razors were. It was a long time ago. Let's try B23 because that's possibly some treasure.
You dig out a small wooden casket. Inside, you find an almost empty pouch and a picture of a tree with some technical notes. Wait. It is a map. It shows a network of tunnels inside the tree. You could follow them to emerge in the tree crown.
Gain secret 21. If this is another little hidden... Oh my god, it is. Oh my god, it is. Okay. We've got to go there. We've got to go to B46 and climb up. Come on. We're going to silver. We have 2 silver. B46. Slot 1 is not empty, so we can continue. Let's enter this.
You crawl into a tree hollow and slowly make your way up through the tunnel inside the trunk. When you emerge near the top of the tree, you find yourself surrounded by air Mystlings. The wind razors let out surprised noises, but quickly calm as they recognize you, their longtime friend and caretaker.
All right, it's a test. We have got a food. We've still got reinvigorating water, so we can ignore that if we have one of those, which we do. We don't have to discard it either. Once per test, you may look at the 3 item cards at the top, discard them, and reveal the rest in any order. All right. 6, 7. Find some treats hidden by the previous inhabitants of the tunnels. All right, so we want to get to 7. We'll start. We have a 3. We have a 2. Now we do have the ability to discard the next card, so we'll go for it. 3, so that's an 8. Once per test. Oh, you may look. Yeah, okay, sorry. Let's look at the next 3 cards and place them in any order. Discard any of them. We'll discard all of them. We're looking for a 2. Yes. So that's 7, which means you find some treats hidden by the previous inhabitants of the tunnel. So we gain 1 power, and we go to script B77.
The wind razors are finally on the ground. They seem confused, but as they look in the direction opposite of Keerberg, you also sense a surprising aura of longing around them. But they obediently follow you as you go down the Ranger's Trail west and escort the Mystlings to the city.
All right, we have saved the wind razors, which I think was our main goal in this mission, which is excellent. It's time to return to the Rangers by following their footprints. Spending any more time in the forest, we've scared away a predator. So let's just go to B13, I guess.
Human tracks lead. The flock of wind razors huddles nearby while you speak with the Rangers. "We'll take them to the city," one says. "We prepared a hearty meal for you and your Mystlings in the meantime." While you rest, the Ranger continues. "But we still have a problem. The city's 3 prowlers are missing. Moreover, We've seen the enormous shadow and those wild Mystlings following it. We fear that our other air friends might have gone after the shadow as well. We know that you're exhausted, but can you try to find them as well? Of course, you say, knowing well that's your job. You look at the sky.
Heal 6. Heal, I guess we choose one Mystling. I think we'll choose the Golemo. So he goes to 18. Gain the Empathy Part 2 status. Whoa, look at that!
The sky in the east is suddenly rent by a pitch-black vertical line that grows wider and wider. The moons are perfectly aligned, obscuring the sun and casting a deep shadow over the world. You are standing with your head raised, awestruck. What does that mean? Are the legends about the eclipse true? The ground trembles when an enormous silhouette appears on the horizon, beating its dark wings. It is the shadow you've seen before. This time, there are no doubts. It is a dragon guardian, a mythical beast, one of the most powerful entities in the world. The dragon is headed toward the black line splitting the horizon, which grows wider, revealing an alien sky beyond. You notice something following the beast, a flock of airborne Mystlings, perhaps? Your knees tremble when you think about the possible consequences of the events unfolding before your eyes. But there's no time to hesitate. You must follow the dragon. The other city's creatures might be there, and even if they aren't, you must see what's going on, and then decide if Kærberg must be evacuated.
Stunning. Love the artwork. Go to script B100.
You run between the trees toward the dark line in the sky, now wide enough to resemble a gaping hole, seeping liquid darkness into the world. You hear unsettling noises, mighty roars, Mystling cries, and shouts in a guttural language you don't recognize. There is also the clamor of metal striking against stone and other equally unsettling sounds. When you finally arrive, the sounds of battle are long gone. You see the dragon, a creature even larger than you'd imagined, blocking the bottom of the gap in reality with its body. It exudes an unyielding aura of dignity. Is it a dragon guardian of the earth? From where you stand, the gap resembles a portal into a dark reality. The sky inside it is black. There is no moon or sun, only a few dim, glimmering stars. You hear howling from the other side and angry shouts. There are broken weapons. You've never seen steel shaped in such odd shapes. And the bodies of unconscious Mystlings scattered around the portal. You recognize some of them. Golemos from the ruins and prowlers from Kærberg. They are alive, fortunately. They have probably helped the dragon defend the area from whatever emerged through the portal. The weapons, the pieces of armor, they all scratch an itch in your mind, a memory connected to the ruins you explored yesterday, but you can't tell exactly what it was. You finally focus on the dragon, wounded and bleeding. It makes a poignant wail that resounds in your soul. It evokes strange feelings and visions. You suddenly see an underground area and something shining in the darkness. Loneliness and despair. There are also floating islands, an enormous red crystal hovering among them. They evoke warmness, peace. The visions disappear when the dragon growls, and you hear a rustle behind you. Startled, you turn to notice a tall figure of a monster. They are neither Mystling nor animal. They have a roughly human silhouette, dark wings, a gaunt face with black eyes, and something glistening at their fingertips. You immediately think of the realm you saw behind the tear in the sky, and of those who wounded the dragon. You hear a snarl, and look down to realize that the humanoid monster has its own Mystling, a beast with a shadowy, even smoke-like form crouching at the monster's ankles. The only fixed thing in its half-material body is its malicious, gleaming eyes and sharp teeth. The winged figure speaks, the voice reminding you of the large grinding stones inside windmills. They point at you, and their Mystling becomes more agitated. You suddenly feel threatened, and so does your companion, who jumps forward to defend you. You glance at the dragon. It looks at you sadly, powerless. It uses all its strength to keep the portal closed.
This is awesome. However, it's going to have to wait till tomorrow because I have not painted this guy. I didn't realise this guy was going to be in this fight this early. A Shade Claw. Sick. Cards 147, 148 and 149. It uses summons, and during this combat you won't be able to tame your enemy. Wow. This is awesome. Oh, this is unreal. Okay. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to set this up, and we're going to play this tomorrow after I've painted the Shade Claw, which is going to happen straight up in the morning so that I can get onto this. This game is unreal. The combat is just like a really nice level of complexity. I really think that now that I'm facing more challenging monsters, and once I level up, my deck, continue to level up my deck, it's going to continue to get more and more interesting with the cards that I play. And yeah, having like exalted Golemos and stuff is going to be unreal. So, all right, I'll set this up, and you'll see it straight away. But for me, it's tomorrow. See you then. We're back! For everyone that was wondering, this is what the Shade Claw looks like. Painted this morning. What a cool guy. So we're going to take the Golemo into this battle. The renewed... No, he's not renewed, he's just a Golemo. I actually painted the renewed Golemo as well. Here he is. That's why he's been in my mind. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 little dudes painted now, soon to be 15. 15. So that's exciting. We need to deal 12 damage to the opponent in one turn. Let's see if we can do that. Oh, fatigue card to start us off. That is tragic. The start of your turn deals slow in range 1. Okay, so I don't know anything about this Shade Claw. Let's have a look at the cards. So first of all, passive. He doesn't gain damage if there is at least one shadow in the arena. Oh my god. Special ability, Cleanse Weak, Rush Attack. It repeats the effects above for each shadow in the arena, then discard all shadows. So how do we get shadows? Get rid of them. Is that the only way? Or do the shadows represent these? Ah, these are the shadows. Maybe I should go with the Lumina, the Luminesca. I'm not sure. I'm just going to read the thing and think about the thing. Yeah, I changed my mind. I think the Luminesca is a superior choice in this particular instance. But it makes me sad that I actually healed the Golemo when I had the option to also heal this guy. So that's not based on the fact that I flipped a fatigue either, I should point out. That is based on me reading the cards of the Shade Claw and working out what our best option is. So yeah, the Luminesca gets benefits when facing off against the Shade Claw. So, oh, there we go, fatigue in that slot. Oh, and that's the second time that cool card, or a cool card, An upgrade card has appeared in there. Okay. So we're probably just going to go with Guardian Stance. Let's shuffle this. And while we're having a look here, if we go with Guardian Stance, all right, we have a square on top. Retreat, place 1 shadow. So when do the summons go? Let's read about the summons. Surely it'll be in here. Summons, yep, 32. Summons, are we simple? Summons cannot gain. Summons don't act on their own. They always follow the rules in the enemy ability card. And that's it. So, there we go. Each shadow attacks. Oh, but we're going to suffer a penalty because we're also a light, so the shadows are going to attack twice. Interesting. So this guy's got 15 health. This is going to be a very cool fight, I think. And what do these do again? Unstable cone. When you move to a place, discard it and deal 1 to all opponents in range 1. Oh, we get to place this shadow. We'll place it there. That's nice. Okay, I feel prepared for this battle now. We do have 1 power. We do have 1 power. So we're probably just going to start with this fatigue card actually, because the square's fine. So we're actually going to remove the fatigue card, get 2 power, and then we're going to spend 1 of those power to discard Guardian Stance, so we have a little bit more protection. And we could use our elemental bonus action to just kill these shades because they're 1 health. The shadow. Yep, interesting. Okay, do we want to move? No, I think we'll be fine. So we'll just do this card now, which is retreat. So his movement, oh, he's 3. 1, 2, 3. And place 1 shadow in range 4. We can have a maximum of 2 shadows on the board. So we'll do that. And that's it. So he flips that. So we might use this focus, and that's going to gain us the ability to discard this. We gain 2 power. We'll spend a power to move 1, 2. We're going to smash that because we've moved into it. When you move to or are placed in a space with an unstable cone, discard it and deal 1 damage to all opponents within range 1. So those guys are destroyed, which means we can attack him. However, we have nothing that we can do right now. All right. So now this card slides across. We have another square, so he's going to retreat. He's already retreated. He's going to place 1 in range 4. We'll place that there. Each shadow attacks. No, that's okay, so that's the triangle, so that's next turn. Yeah, that's cool. Okay, so this is all about, yeah, I've definitely made the right choice by taking the Luminesca, I think. So we will use this card here, Brilliance, which gains us 2 power. We're going to gain a brightness. And then we have the option to gain another brightness at spending the 2 power that we just gained. We will. And we will then deal 2 damage, mystical damage, at range 2. We're actually going to kill the shade. Do we then want to move? This guy rushes 3. We might move, actually. We'll just move back 1, 2. And actually we'll move back to there so we can use that if we need to. This slides up. This appears here. Aegis of Light. All right, so now triangle, it goes to here. Place one shadow in range 2. Can't do anything about that. Retreat, each shadow attacks. They're only range 0, and it attacks again, so that's fine. Then this flips, he's going to trigger his special, and his special is cleanse weak, rush, attack. 1, 2, 3. And then he repeats the effect for each shadow, then discard all shadows. So he's going to move to here, we'll put him there. He's going to attack us. His attack is 5? Oh my god. We've got 1 armor, so we're suffering 4 damage. Wow, we're down to 8. I did not look at his attack. 8. Yeah, we need to get this Aegis of Light happening. How many cards we got in our discard pile? 4. So he is going to retreat and place a shadow in range 2, and then each shadow is going to attack. So we are going to suffer an attack here, but if we play Aegis of Light, we can move away. So I feel like that's probably our best option. Or do we use this card to gain brightness and then potentially do our big attack, our fading light? We definitely need to move away. So we're going to play Aegis of Light, which gives us a movement 5, and it's a remains in play card. So with our movement 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we're going to move to there. That gets us 1 power, and that is all we will do. So triangle, place 1 shadow in range 2. And then retreat, 1, 2, 3. Each shadow attacks, and then each shadow attacks. Doesn't say each shadow moves. Shadows do have a movement, but it just says each shadow attacks. It doesn't say anything about moving, so we're not going to move it. Okay, so that one's done. Oh, didn't bring this one out. Channeling. I think I'm going to use Bask in Sun Rays because I know that he's going to rush, attack, retreat, which doesn't really concern me. So let's Bask in Sun Rays. Discard the top 3 cards of your deck. 1, that gets us a brightness. 2 also gets us a brightness. 3 gets us a power, and I also got 2 power from that card. And that was everything there. Now this is rush, attack, retreat. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So we'll spend a power to move. 1, 2, 1, 2. We're just movement 2. Great. These all slide up. Okay, this slides across. This goes here. He's going to rush. 1, 2, 3. He's going to attack. He's not in range. And he's going to retreat. 1, 2, 3. And that is that done. So he's going to do the same thing. And then he's going to use this rush attack. And he's going to discard all shadows. So let's use this primal shot. 2 power. We deal 2 damage in range 2, which is this. And then we're going to spend 4 power to do Fading Light. So we're going to do 4 damage to the Shade Claw, our first damage. And that is it. This now moves to here, and this moves to here. we're now got a deliberate strike happening. So this slides across, this slides across, this slides across. He's going to rush, 1, 2, 3. He's going to attack, 1, 2, 3. He's going to retreat. He flips this. Then he's going to cleanse weak. He's going to rush, 1, 2, 3. And he's going to attack, but there's no shadows in the arena. So that's it. He's actually just going to end his turn there. We might have him here. We might have him. We're going to spend a power to move, 1, 2. We're then going to play Deliberate Strike, which gains us 3 power. We attack, and then we attack again if you have at least 8 cards in your discard pile. We have 9. Our basic attack is 3, so we're going to do 3 because he's got 0 armor. And then we're going to do another 3, so he's down to 5. And we can then spend 4 for Fading Light, which deals 3 damage. But if we do that next turn, we kill him. What's he doing? He's doing triangle, place a shadow, each shadow attacks. He's going to attack us twice. The shadows are doing 3 and 3, that's 6 damage. I think we're okay. I think we hold off. Yep. These are all gone. Okay, so the triangle appears. He places 1 shadow in range 2. Bang. Here. He retreats. 1, 2, 3. And each shadow attacks. So it does 3 damage down to 2 because we have 1 shield. And then he does 3 damage down to 2 because we have 1 shield. And he does that twice because we are a light. And then all we need to do is do this Young Luminesca card here, which gains us 1 brightness. We will gain 2 brightness because we're a shadow, and we gain 2 power. We will spend 1 power after our basic action to move, 1, 2. That kills that shadow. And then we spend 4 power to use Fading Light at 5 health, 5 damage, down to 0. That's another really interesting fight, and I am really enjoying this game. So, well done to you. Awaken Realms, because this is great. So, we won, so we go to script B91.
With a last-ditch effort, your Mystling pushes the Shadeclaw away. It yelps and runs toward the winged figure, who picks it up with surprising tenderness. You feel the gaze of their fiery eyes before they turn back, flee south, and disappear among the trees. You hear the dragon's sigh behind you. The visions are returning.
Each Mystling heals for half, so we go up to 8, sorry. Clear the arena, gain the Light in the Shadow, part 1 status. And we add the young, 151 A side up to the Mystling thing. Where's me little Shadeclaw? There it is. Let's add that to our Pokedex. 151. Awaken Realms, when they made this game, had to know that people would just be like, yeah, this is my Pokedex. And they just couldn't call it that. So, amazing. Love that. Okay. Do I focus on the visions or do I focus on the dragon's emotions? We're clearing up the arena too. I am tempted to... Oh, I got to heal 1 that last turn as well. I got to remember that card. I am tempted to focus on the dragon's emotions. I think is the right path.
You open yourself to the dragon's feelings, trying to understand its needs, and you're overcome with a feeling similar to the one you have when you make a bond with a Mystling, but tenfold stronger. The dragon is trying to protect the world from an ancient danger that once cast darkness over these lands. It is desperate, thus needing strength from an inferior entity, you. It wants to see its siblings again, and knows its wish won't come true. It's dying. Its siblings are in danger, trying to close other portals, and you, human, must find the places from the visions. You're snapped out of your thoughts as the dragon abruptly jumps away from the portal and roars for the last time. From its mouth, a stream of pure energy strikes the dark line. The line gets thinner and thinner until it's no wider than a finger. The stream also diminishes as the dragon coughs and spits blood. Eventually, the dragon falls to the ground but raises its head to look at you. Then, it sighs wearily, and your skin prickles as it is enveloped by warm air. The dragon doesn't draw another breath, though. Its open eyes grow cloudy. You look around, overwhelmed, and see that some Mystlings finally get up from the ground and look at you with fear and respect. Then they scatter and escape. You look down at your own hands and you want to escape too. They shimmer with a strange light that sinks into your skin, making you dizzy and scared. Finally, the gleam disappears, and you feel oddly energized. You don't like this feeling at all.
So we gain an essence. Now I think you can use this to automatically tame a Mystling, which seems quite good.
You shake off the unsettling feeling and focus on what's important right now. You will think about these events, this tragedy, later. But right now, you must pursue the invaders from most probably the other side of the gap, or in reality, from the world basked in darkness. You must also check on Klingon. Who knows what happened to the city during the powerful earthquake that shook the ground when you were at the ruins? You also hope that the invaders didn't go there. If they could defeat the Dragon Guardian. What's worse, you still remember the visions, the floating islands with the red crystal, and the feeling of loneliness when lost in the darkness. But you will focus on this problem later.
Well done, team. We made it to the end of the scenario. 3 combats in that scenario. How cool is that? So we do this world map. Flip world map card 2, which is this one, to explored. Gain world map card 3, unexplored side up. Three and 4, unexplored. Oh, so this one goes here. Over the top. That's cool. And unexplored 4 here. The assailants from the dark world are getting away. Open a random booster. Come on. Yeah. All right. I love opening random boosters. I feel this one. Oh, this one fell out. We'll take that one. That one desperately wanted to be opened. Remove all fatigue, fully heal your Mystlings, and then shuffle the advancement deck and draw 8 cards. So we only had 1 fatigue left and that was in the Golomo's deck. So we're going to draw 7 cards, and we choose those. So this is great. Loving having the painted little Mystlings. It adds to the immersion. I wish I did a better job on my Luminesca. All right, so 1, according to plan. Oh, that's cool. 2, push. 3, Blind Fury. That's a powerful card. 4, already got one of those. 5, that's good for the Golemo. 6, 7, Deliberate Strike. Okay, that's a good card. All right, let's open the booster. All right. Oh, feels so good. All right, we're going to look at them one at a time, like they do in the Pokemon things. That's one for us. Photosynthesis. That's just gain power. That's just gain permanent power. Wow. I'm sure there'll be 2 of those. No. Firebolt. Deal 4 damage and 2 burn in any range in line. So line is you draw a line across the thing. And then you can trigger another card. Water. Seeking Tendrils. Attack in range 2. Search 3 is nice. So that's water. So we can use that on the Furple. More water. Roiling Waters. Your attacks have +1 range and Pierce 2. Wow. Low wavelength. Attack in any range. If your opponent isn't... Oh man, that is great. Succumb to Darkness. For every 4 cards in your discard pile you may choose. Wow. Vine Tempest. Use that for the Golemo. Deal 3 damage and weaken any range. Reduce this by opponent's shield. Yeah, interesting. All right, here's our shiny foil. It's another air one. Why have we got 2 air? We don't even have an air to elemental yet. Wow, that is incredible. That is incredible. All right, which 3 of these are we going to choose? Not channeling. That's pretty interesting. That's a great card. We're allowed to choose 3 of these. I'm kind of inclined to do this. Push. So trigger, is that go another card? Yep. So I reckon we might take that one because trigger seems to be the most powerful thing in the game. I think we'll take Blind Fury, and then I haven't seen a lot of movement having massive effect. So, but that's something that might change. So yes, that is the end of this episode, friends. I hope you've enjoyed. I have found this to be an exceptionally fun experience thus far. You know who we're taking in the next fight? Our Elkthorn that we got. Yes. We're going to take an Elkthorn. Do we also take a Furple? Wow, this could be very interesting. Very interesting indeed. We've got the Furple, the Elkthorn, the Golemo, and the Luminesca. I'm still tossing up whether to take this to 2-player mode. I feel like it could be really fun to use both of our Mystlings in the arena. And all you do is you add a corruption card. So anyway, that's it. I'll catch you all in the next episode of BigDenoPlays Dragon Eclipse. BigDeno out.